Hey everyone, welcome to another session of If Only We Weren't Weebs. I remembered that this time, I didn't look it up based on the pause at the beginning. Yeah, thank you. It's
Everybody clap your hands!
Too late.
This is
You can't make me clap after I've already clapped.
this is clearly a 5-person podcast every time based on our 5 numbers each time. It's not a 7-member club, I promise. It's absolutely 5 members. We always have Josh, we always have John, we always have Dobler, we always have Leslie, we always have Mickeal. We never have Jeffy, we never have Chris.
That's because they're not weeb enough.
Yeah. If only they were weebs, right?
If only they had been president of the
Jasu.
Anime Club at some point, I'm sure they would attend more often.
I know, but no one would do that. I'm trying to make this roll call less military-like, so that's why I just skipped everyone's high. I hope that's okay.
That's cool.
Yeah, I have a way to do this without being awkward, but, you know, the weeb thing. It's hard to not be awkward.
Understandable.
Speaking of the weeb thing, did everyone here finish Cells at Work?
Yes.
Yes.
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy! So Jeffy and Chris did not... They gave me their votes, but they did not give me, any of their scoring for Cells at Work, so I don't know what that means, but I'm going to assume things based on this. But this is the talk, and then after the talk, we'll do the overall thoughts of Cells at Work as a whole. Standard round robin style. Why don't we start with Mickeal?
Oh,
Don't give your overall thoughts yet.
that's because I wasn't here. That's why you're gonna start with me first. All right.
Oh, you're welcome.
So last 2 episodes. Thank God we finally have another 2-parter.
Mm-hmm.
It gives us a chance to actually see things not solved and finally build a small panic mode. This is what I've always wondered what the series would do.
Mm-hmm.
Very awkwardly and sad, but I'm really proud of main character, best red cell, not giving up.
Did you say awkwardly?
Well, just wait, I don't even know what I just said. Did I say?
Welcome to every club I'm with you with Mickeal. Bow.
Well, I mean, best red cell is now the senpai now, not sharp for that life,
Sure.
but doesn't give up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm weirded out by the design of the new red cell, but it worked for part of the episode.
The black-haired one?
Yeah.
Okay.
She looked older than our main character, and that was weird, seeing as, the younger ones are usually more child looking, but whatever.
Sure.
I also sometimes I look at this episode alone. I look at it and I really wish I knew what happened to the body.
Mm-hmm.
Given the fact that a head injury caused blood loss,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of want to know what happened to the body.
Reasonable.
I'm still. I mean, it looked good. It was a nice, a mostly building episode. I want more now.
Fair.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if the series can do much more, but whatever. Also, I didn't realize that in the series when the red blood cells are dying, or they die if they can't deliver oxygen. I don't think they ever touched upon that earlier.
John, help us out with your medical knowledge.
Wait, so you think that the red blood cells die if they cannot deliver oxygen?
No, according to what I've seen in the episode, I know there's less blood cells, and my understanding from what the descriptions they were giving is that if they can't deliver oxygen, they're also going to die.
Not necessarily. It's just the rest of the body that's going to die, and that's the whole reason why the body is trying to maintain homeostasis, hence the increase in blood pressure and all of that. It's because they're trying to push out more oxygen to the rest of the body. Because if the blood cells don't deliver it, the rest of the body dies, and if the rest of the body dies, then the blood cells die.
Oh yeah, they die by fire. Okay, so when I read it in the little descriptors, it felt weird, but maybe that's just bad reading on my part.
It was the description on Verve, right?
Yeah.
1 second, let me read it because I actually didn't. I just jumped into the episode.
Well, is there anything else we want to say, Mickeal, before I continue while John looks this up?
I would be okay with a second season of this, although I don't think they can do too many more things with the body.
Well, I'm pretty sure the manga keeps going. Insert every anime I know, but...
Well, yeah.
And there's also Cells at Work Black and another one.
Oh, I've heard. I don't want to. I've seen the description for Cells at Work Black, and I'm kind of I don't want to feel sad because I'm pretty sure the body in it is an American body.
Yeah.
How bad it is.
I was reading Souls at Work Black, and then it's like, this guy doesn't take care of himself, and he's fucking an office worker and real shitty. And I'm like, wow, I'm only not 40, but everything else fits to me. Feels good.
Description seems fine. I don't see anything weird about it.
Okay. Like I said, maybe it's just bad reading on my part.
Would not be the strangest thing in my life. Cough, cough.
I mean,
But
I
yeah.
have problems. All right.
Big sweaty. I'm gonna continue on.
Got it.
Dobler, you're next.
Oh, so the blood transfusion guys coming in and speaking with that Kansai accent or whatever accent that was supposed to be was it's pretty good.
Uh-huh.
Like it was pretty. It was obvious that that's how it was gonna go, but
Sure.
It was still fun.
Yeah.
Which is like these last two episodes have been head and shoulders above anything else the show has given me.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I'm not like quite as eager for a second season because I don't want it to go back to the tedium that was like the majority of this show's run.
Mm-hmm.
But it ended on a good note.
Which is hard in anime, I feel, personally.
I mean, if you're working off of like a manga, yeah, because manga just doesn't end.
Facts. Anything else
One
to add,
Piece?
Dobler? Yeah. One Piece ended. I forgot. Cough, cough.
Ended?
No, it didn't.
No.
In a perfect world where everything's pure and holy.
The other two ended. I never thought.
Naruto.
Freaking Bleach was. No, Naruto I have faith would end too.
I mean, is Boruto really counting as an ending?
No, 'cause it's still going on.
I'm just saying.
Sequel.
Yeah, it's just like
Naruto was a proper sequel.
fair enough. Do sequels count as the series ending?
Boruto's dad got a good
It's not the
sequel.
series ending, but it is the manga ending, and now it's a new manga. It just happens to be in the same universe and have the same character.
Doesn't that mean technically Naruto Shippuden is different from Naruto?
That one I am not giving you.
I tried.
Like, did the manga not get a name change? So clearly,
They dropped the N for a B by accident. That's all.
well, I mean, Boruto is just supposed to be Bolt or maybe Volt. Naruto is
Volt.
is a type of
Is it,
whirlpool.
I was gonna say, is it Nolt?
Or it's a proper noun whirlpool.
Very
There's a bridge
fair.
there. They
I
built
thought
it in one of
Naruto
the
was supposed to
early
be some kind of fish
episodes.
cake.
Oh, is that? Oh no.
We're not doing this.
Yeah. Welcome to our Naruto stream, by the way.
Anyways, I got distracted. Cells at work. Yeah.
Yeah. So, anything else to add before I continue on, Dobler?
Yeah, I also, like, was I supposed to care about all the dying red cells? I couldn't. There were too many that died. I can't care about the death of zillions.
If I had to do this, quote that, clip that, everyone.
Like,
Out of context. Happy birthday, Dobler.
like every named character was fine, but zillions of unnamed characters died, and that was literally the word they used, is zillion.
Your gift today is blackmail.
You can't blackmail me. I have no shame.
Thankfully, I have the power of editing. But yeah, anything else, Dobler? Or you're
I
good?
think I'm good.
Cool. Then why don't we go to Leslie next? If she's
I thought I heard Weffy, and I was like, wait, Weffy's not.
Weffy! Come back to us!
One Indian here.
I'm sorry for future Josh for editing the loud scream of Weffy, by the way. Sorry, Josh. Continue on, Leslie.
Okay, so basically everyone already covered everything, but my biggest question was, what the heck actually happened? Because, like, in the original, it looked like he got shot, and I made that comment, like, last week, but then, everything was fine and dandy after they got the blood transfusion, and then it's just like, oh, well, we're just gonna brush over what actually happened instead of the announcer lady, telling us what actually happened.
I'm gonna counterpoint by saying they usually don't tell us, like, the cause of the whatever. Except for maybe the Parasite one. But I think that's more implied than they tell you.
The creepy one. They told us about that one, too, but that was, like, in the title rather
Right.
than...
Well, like most episodes, it's always caused by an abrasion or something or scraping. So we always assume this person is a very active person.
Yeah, and the announcer said that it was blunt trauma to the head.
Yeah.
Which is why they were losing a lot of blood to the head.
Like, yeah, this is the first time it's been specific where the damage is, and I'm kind of more concerned as to what the hell happened.
Yeah, they're not ahead of the game on that one.
Did they like fall off? Did they fall? Did they like get hit in the head with a baseball bat?
Sorry, you guys gotta face it.
Pistol whip actually got shot.
I'm gonna keep going with puns if someone doesn't stop me. Anyways, Leslie, anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Sweet. John, finish us off, please.
So I liked how they wrapped up the episode and how technically now they're wrapping up the series. It's a very cute anime. I was just so mad at myself because I was trying to find more like little references. Like I noticed like little writings on the red blood cells hat that says what I thought was AB, and then like the new cells that came in had B on their head. So it's like, oh, this person got a transfusion of B type donor, and the host person is AB blood type. But then I looked closer and it looked like AE. So I was very mad at myself.
Nerd.
There's also, I forgot one thing just a moment ago.
Yeah.
But Cells at Work has provided me with the best low-cost cosplay I could ever think of. And that's just writing Cell on a white t-shirt and wearing black pants.
Boom. Yo, everyone, we should have Leslie do that, and we all cosplay as platelets. Easy.
Yes.
Oh god, yes.
How am I
GG
pulling off
internet.
a platelet?
It's just
know what
like
I look like?
it's like a blue shirt and like
An oversized
short
blue
shorts.
shirt and like rubber galoshes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And a hat.
I mean, you're dressing.
White hat.
First of all, you're literally dressing as a kindergartner.
Oof. I gotta reword that.
Good point.
Yeah, we gotta add that one out too.
like those hats are just literally what kindergartners wear in Japan.
Oh, is it the yellow rain hat thingamajiggy? Is that what they were? I thought they were like baseball hats. Did I make that up?
Yeah, no, they're baseball hats.
One of the head platelet, the girl who's always like shouting orders, she does wear a baseball cap, but the rest of them wear like bucket hats.
Oh, I ignored the rest of them.
I mean, I guess it's they look like bucket hats to me, but I guess they have a baseball hat brim.
That's what I thought they were, at least.
I don't know.
Well, regardless,
Let me post it.
it's happening. When our podcast gets so big that we have a COD, that's the first cosplay. You're welcome, guys.
Oh god.
Oh no.
I can dream.
Speaking
No.
of
Dreaming's fine.
No dreaming, only
Yeah.
sadness.
not in this podcast, you can dream
No
when I remember the
dreams,
name.
only tears.
Anything else to add, John? By the way.
No, that's about it.
Cool. Mike, overall thoughts are I think it's good. Anyways, let's continue on. I'm gonna give final rating. Any like final words you want to add about the series, and then that'll be it for our summer anime 2018. Why don't I start with Leslie?
Okay, so we're starting with Skullface Bookseller?
No. We're just giving we're giving the rating for Cells at Work. I have
Okay,
time.
Cells at Work. Overall, I would give it probably a 6. There were some cases where I really enjoyed watching the anime, and other times it just felt like a slog. But I did always learn something, and that was always pretty cool.
The power of education. Which, speaking of, Mickeal, score please.
I enjoyed it all around. It's one of the first time where I didn't regret our pick for the season in some way or some fashion.
Dag.
Again, sadly, the cancer episode is probably the most emotion we were ever going to get long term, but that's acceptable because it was cancer.
Sure.
And I think no matter what I vote right now, it's going to make a certain foe or person who hates our group very mad. So I'm going to give it a nice, 7.5.
Nice. 7.5.
Mickeal's scoring system continues to not make sense.
I know, it's
You
happiness.
You just go to accept it or deal with it, I guess. Speaking of dealing with it, Dobler, you're next.
So, basically what Leslie said, minus learning from it, I feel like I didn't learn anything.
Dang.
Then I think I'm at the same score as 6.
Cool. I'll go next. I was probably iffy too at first, but I really liked the last 2 episodes, and a strong ending is really important to me. Plus, I like the visuals, I like the blah blah blah. I think I give it the same as Mickeal, much to my surprise, it's 7.5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, me too. I gave it a lot of thought after I watched the last episode, and I'm like, you know what? I overall liked more things than I didn't like, and my major complaints are me just being fucking bored with science, which is not the anime's fault.
Yeah.
So,
How can you be bored with science? This is so weird.
Oh, trust me, I can be very bored with science.
Sucks.
Fuck science.
You take that back.
John, finish it up.
So it's going to sound really weird coming from me, but like after seeing these last 2 episodes and then like comparing it to the comparing like these last 2 episodes and the cancer episodes to like the rest of the series, I felt like it's not necessarily let me down, but now I expected more of it, which is now bringing my overall rating. I was going to rate it like a 7.5, but now I'm bringing it back down to a 7. It's still very cute. I still enjoy the little references and like how they're tying it into like an actual anime. And if they come with a dub with it, then they can probably show it in classrooms. And the teacher could be like, yeah, this is mostly true, but tell me what's wrong with it.
Hey.
Actually, side note, there is literally one channel or something on YouTube that actually has an actual doctor.
I did see that.
That was pretty cool. I watched it too. It was pretty insightful. IMO. I don't know if it's true, but I assume it is. You know, doctor wouldn't lie to me, right? Sweat.
I mean, not really.
Do I have IMO?
Dobler, are you a doctor?
Yes.
Ooh.
I mean, yes, he technically is.
PhD boy.
Technically, what's technical about it?
We were talking about medical doctors.
Medical doctors are the inferior kind of doctor.
Doctors are doctors. Dang.
I was told that by a medical doctor, therefore it must be true.
Well, this has been a good podcast. See you guys. Well, to finish it up, overall rating of Sons of Work, because we don't have Chris or Jeffy's, will be tentative for now. But with the ending of Souls at Work, that ends our season 3 of this podcast. So congrats everyone, claps all around. If you viewers at home are like, wow, season 3 is only 5 episodes, it's not, we just started recording now. So oops, our bad. But yeah, if you don't know, you can check all of our scorings for current and past stuff on an Excel sheet that I've never shared, so I'll share it to you in the YouTube today.
You might want to
sign up to our non-existent Patreon. Listen to our old footage that is still recorded and probably in bad quality, but you get access to it.
Thank you for that bad quality.
Also, you should probably, before you make it public, change the name of it.
I actually like this name a lot, but you're totally right.
I mean, I like pending name too, but like
pending name anime club with lots of cool people plus some whatever guy. And that should have been our real club name. That rolls off the tongue really well, I feel.
I mean, if we could have gotten a good acronym.
Yeah. True.
For those who may be listening and wondering, let's just say we would have been demonetized.
Yeah. Those were good times. We're not even monetized currently, whatever.
And as always, links down the doobly-doo.
Dude, links down the doobly-doo.
Oh, magic. That's how I set money on fire. I figured that went out 20 years ago.
That makes sense. Shout outs to The Gathering. But yeah. So season 3 is completely done. We're going to start season 4, starting next club, starting with Angels of Death. So look forward to that as we update things. But as always, when we watch a season of something, we follow a certain anime weekly based on the season, aka fall this time. I could have worded that better, sorry. But yeah, so this last 2 weeks, we each watched episode 1 of things that we all nominated, thus proving that our nominations are still trash. Yeah, we suck at it. Hey man, I think I'm always right at all times and I've never wronged.
Even now, you still think you're right?
Yeah, I'm pretty much accurate all the time. I don't mean to brag. But we'll find out what the people think in 2 seconds. And
I love democracy.
Yeah. And if you want spoilers, including the people currently talking with me, I have updated the Fall Anime 2018 list with our votes and vetoes. Obviously, it won't matter with anyone watching the show because it'll already be revealed by the time we get there. But
this sounds anti-fun. I want to be surprised by what people vote vetoed.
Perfect. I cannot wait. But if you want a sneak peek, feel free to check the Excel. If you want to be pleasantly surprised, I will reveal at the end the winner of this entire thing. But let's start with talking about episode 1 of each. To clarify, our entire group just had to watch episode 1, but some of us might have watched episode 2 of certain stuff that has episode 2 by now. Can't really say because I can't speak for everyone. I did at least.
I have not.
Nice. That's perfectly fine. You only had to watch episode 1. So episode 1 spoilers are inbound, obviously, because we're going to talk about the episode 1 of each. We're trying to avoid episode 2 spoilers. We'll see how it goes. I'm pretty good at spoiler avoiding, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. Yeah, so Skullface, Bookseller, Honda-san. Why don't we start and give a quick, 2-second, synopsis of it? Leslie.
Okay, so Skullface Bookseller Hondo-san is about a clerk who is a skeleton, who has other clerks who are random other objects that are selling books, manga, etc., and just basically what it's like to be in a retail setting like that, and all the trials and tribulations and comedy that comes from it.
Very good. Wrap up.
Thank you. As far as my opinions on it, is this an anime?
It's a good question. It seems kind of like a webcomic, but animated.
Yeah, a little bit. And I know if you're a DC fan, I don't know if Marvel does this, but they have animated comics for their favorite famous ones, and that's kind of what that reminds me of. But really, I don't really care if it is or is not anime, because it's wonderful, and especially if you've ever been in a retail setting, this will hit you in the feels. And it hit me in the feels.
You mean you get shown yaoi a lot during your thing?
I mean, okay, so when I worked at
craft store,
we would have sorry, edit. When I worked at a craft store, there would be people that would come up to me with their cell phones saying, "How do you think I could make this thing on Pinterest?"
That's some brave people.
Yeah, no, I would have that all the time. It's usually brides or, people who are planning weddings and things like that.
That makes sense.
That's why, I kind of felt Honda-san's pain.
Very fair.
What you just tell them, Leslie, is that they can go to your art page and take a commission.
Hey.
Now, self-promotion was a thing I could not do.
Oh, is that actually a thing in insert craft store's name here, store policy?
It was for a little bit, unless you were in one of the creative positions. For example, if you were an art teacher or if you were a florist, you could promote your outside business, but generally you had to just stick to your knowledge and the products in the store.
Interesting. That's cool. Well, maybe cool is the wrong word, but it's insightful at least.
Yeah, it made sense.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, anything else to add, Leslie, or can I keep going?
No, go right ahead.
Cool. Jonathan, tell me what's up.
So I was watching this and I laughed my ass off as soon as they were like, "All right, what do you recommend for BL novels?" And I'm just like, "Oh no, this is gonna be bad." But I did enjoy it. It did make me laugh, though. I don't know. I feel about this anime the same as I did about the Restaurant at the Edge of the Universe, where I don't think it should have been full 30-minute episodes, where it could just end up being something you would insert in commercials, where it's just a mini episode between shows. Because that's what it certainly felt like to me.
Yeah.
Wait, it was Restaurant at the End of the Universe getting anime. I'm confused.
I talking about the restaurant at the whatever in the middle of
the restaurant with the door.
Oh, Isekai.
Yeah.
That one. Sorry, Restaurant at the End of the Universe is something completely different.
Oh,
I didn't know that was a thing.
That's a novel by Douglas Adams.
Huh.
That's what I was thinking about. I'm an idiot.
Shout out to the real animes right here. Anything else, John?
No, that's about it. I thought it was really funny, but I'm not sure if I would make it 30 minutes. I would just like to see it as something as filler in between episodes.
I'll go next. Hey, I agree with everything both Leslie and John said, except here's the twist. This is my veto. Reason being, I don't want to watch an 11-minute anime every week. So.
I did not. See
I mean,
this
it's
coming.
fair.
Yeah, I think it's great. I think it's funny. I think the characters are coolly designed. I like the art style. It's my veto because I don't want to watch 11-minute animes every week.
Oh man, time for anime club. Just gotta watch an 11-minute anime.
And everything else that I disliked, I was confident no one would vote for. So yeah, Honda-san was the most likely to win that I did not want to watch. So that was my veto.
Oh boy.
Wow. Meanwhile, I'm busy vetoing things that are literal crap.
Yeah, I know. I have pure confidence that our club will not vote for crap, unlike that of Light. Ooh.
Ouch.
We also voted for Junie Tyson.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't know what we were getting into. I thought it would have been cool.
I am
but
bad.
it disappointed
The episode
me.
was garbage. No, I will still fight you on
I
that.
still think it's like a 6 out of 10. But yeah, I have faith sometimes. That's my issue. But so 8 out of 10 times it works out for me, I feel. Anyways, Mickeal, you're next.
So, awkward story is, if I hadn't fight with myself for my veto, this would have also been my veto.
Oof. Uh-huh.
For almost the same reasons, but also, the way they paired the episodes, I just felt was weird. Like, yes, it's 11 minutes, it's an unusual time. They should have just made them 5-minute ones. And also, I'm just so like, I don't know how long we could talk about an episode of this, as well as I don't know how many episodes of this was really going to last.
Fair.
It's probably, it probably will make it through halfway through the season and then be done.
I think it'll be 12 episodes.
Oh, it'll be 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Ken doesn't make things that only last half a season. I don't. They don't cancel shows early ever.
Yeah. Also, I'm never gonna I like how they designed all the heads of all the bookstore people, but I'm never gonna remember who they are in any fashion.
I mean, you need to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're going to call Honda-san, who was in the name Skeleton Guy sometimes.
Also,
I repeatedly called him
Bones Daddy.
Dude, brother.
Also, awkward question. I'm assuming Honda is a dude, right?
I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
Okay,
Honda is the last name, so there's no way to know.
Gender's not important in 2018, Mickeal. Come on.
No,
Well, I'm just saying, he was all
Masculine sounding girl, if that's the case.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, there's that, and it's also the a beautiful, a handsome old man, and then just awkwardly couldn't talk about the whole boy love section either. So I'm like, I don't know where you are as far as your gender. It doesn't change anything about you, but
Sure.
I want to know your perspective as why some of these things are awkward for you.
On a side note, is that old man guy? Well, he's not really that old, but is that man supposed to be like a reference or like a parody or something? Because I didn't understand it. But it looked like it was.
Probably.
I don't know.
There are references strewn all about this, so I'm assuming it would be.
I thought it was like some like famous celebrity, but I don't know celebrities, so.
Also, there's so much English, and I don't know why.
Yeah, there's a lot of English. Yeah, I like it.
That's the funny part, but other than that, I don't know how long I'm going to give this much focus. The English will always make you laugh really quickly.
Hey. Dobler, finish us off with Honda-san.
So, yeah, I was actually ambivalent about this, and then they asked, what's Yaoi book? And I just died.
It was really good.
And that was, so whenever they do, stereotypical non-native accents for people, they always sound painful to me. And I'm like, do I sound like that when I'm talking Japanese? I don't think I sound like that. Please tell me I'm not sounding like that.
He does.
No, I don't. I can't be that bad. I don't say Nandeskar. I don't know why they think I said
Nandeskar.
I've never heard an American ever say Nandeskar.
Nandesford.
Nowny days curve.
Nani de Toyota.
It just reminds me of this girl from the Canadian girl from Sketchbook. That's how everybody.
Oh no!
That girl also speaks in that accent.
Bringing it back.
Also, she's Canadian, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
I thought it was Canadian.
But I actually did have a lot of problems with the subs in general because they left so many words untranslated. Like Fujoshi, I'm pretty sure everyone in this chat knows what a Fujoshi is.
Yep. At least I think so.
I'm pretty sure nobody besides me knows what that word means.
Not a clue.
It's literally the English word gal, but it doesn't mean gal. It doesn't mean gal at all. And also there were other loan words where they're just using them literally when Japanese meaning of loan word didn't really work. So clearly they did not think the show would be popular and did not assign their best translator to it.
It's true. It's sad but true. Anything else, Wilbur?
Not really. Like this was not one of the ones I voted for, but this was one of the ones that would have been super happy to win, and now it's not going to.
Oops. Oopsie doopsie.
No regret.
Shout out to the president. Hell yeah. But yeah, thank you for that insightful thought on Honda-san. Let's continue on to Sword Art Online Alicization.
No.
Good volunteership, Mickeal. Why don't you go first? Did you watch it? Did you even watch it?
No.
Well, I guess that's about right. Okay, cool. Let's go to the next person then. Why don't we go to Leslie next?
Woohoo! Okay.
Oh yeah, give a quick summary for. I know you get it twice. My bad. But give a quick summary of what this thing was about, please.
So, spoiler alert. This is Sword Art Online.
Whoa! Damn it!
I'm done.
Sword Art Online Alicization is the Sword Art Online property? I would have never guessed.
Hey, you'd be surprised by the people who say, like, what's Gale good, question mark, or whatever, the gun Gale.
Oh my gosh.
Gun Gale.
Yeah, the alternative one, not the shooter
Gale
hentai
gun.
one. Yeah,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Fair.
Don't Google.
Wait, you mean GDO is not Guilty Gear Online?
So I wish. In a perfect world.
I mean, why not both? I want both of these things. Gun Gale looks good.
Yeah, man, I agree. Preach.
No, you don't.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. But anyways, Leslie, keep going.
Yep, no problem. So if you're familiar with the Sword Art Online franchise, you'll know exactly what this is. Dude gets immersed in like a game somehow, and he, is the god or something, basically, and can do no wrong, and like gets the girl at the end or whatever.
Sounds right.
He's fun.
Sounds like Josh the anime. Hey, snarf.
Snarf. But basically, so this season is kind of a little bit more of the same, except, he already has the girl, so that subplot is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But in this one, it's a different VR vehicle, almost looks like a CAT scan machine that apparently scans your soul?
It's Assassin's Creed.
Yeah!
I had actually made
Oh
that
my
connection, but
god,
it is
more
Assassin's
reasons to
Creed.
not play this or watch the series. Thank you.
Oh my god, yes, instant put through.
Yeah. Fine today. Anyways, keep going, Leslie.
It's all good. But because of that mechanic, this season of SAO is the SAO-iest SAO I have ever seen so far.
I don't know what that means.
Please explain that.
Yeah.
It's tropey.
Hey, I know what that means.
Yeah. Kirito gets attacked in real life,
Mm-hmm.
and that's
Wait, he
the
left his
point
house?
where yes, he
leaves
left his house, and him and Asuna kissed in like real life public places.
But that requires, like,
Yeah.
intimacy.
Did
and,
he
like,
not learn anything from Kazuma? You don't leave your house.
Mm-hmm, it's true. Thank you.
Yeah. But at least they finally tied in the whole Gun Gale arc to everything else by, bringing back the bad guy who got away to stab Kirito with heart explodey juice.
For the viewers at home, I'm
Twilight
equally
as well.
confused.
Pretty sure end of episode 1 was when he got stabbed. You don't know who he is yet.
Well, he kind of revealed himself to be the skull-faced guy that got away from the last season.
Spoilers.
I think that happened in episode 1.
That did happen in episode 1, which is why I'm spoiling it.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know if I can edit this or not because I don't watch episode 2 and remember very little of episode 1.
Yeah, no, I watched episode 1, I watched episode 2 this morning, and there's a giant question mark as to what exactly is happening, but episode 2 is where it becomes very SAO.
Fair. I'm gonna believe
And,
Leslie's words.
That's all I have to say, but I just want to know what Kirito and Asuna's relationship status is, because they've apparently been going out for forever and things, and I don't know.
They have been going out forever and things, and yes, the book is much more explicit about all of this.
There's a book? What the fuck?
The kind of relationship they have.
Nani? Dobler, since you talked next, why don't you go next?
Sure. So the first half was really neat. There's a lot of like really cool touches going on here, like having. There's like, a lot of really cool word choices they're using. Like the word they're using for life is tende, which is like lifespan in the sense of like God has allotted you this much time on Earth. Like it's and so it's literally cool things like this. You got the integrity knights, but it's integrity in the sense of like keeping things together and not falling apart, like structural integrity.
Right.
Not integrity as in, good people.
Right.
And like I love that. I feel like it worked better as a book, all of this digital stuff, because when you can just sort of see that they're seeing computer screens when they do an S mark on things, I think it takes away from some of the mystique.
Sure.
Like, I wish they had done it a little bit, more disguised, maybe.
And Dobler, can you interrupt for 1 second? Just to confirm, did you read the book?
I read so it's a two-part. So there's two novels, and I read the first one, and I never read the second one.
Okay, fair enough.
I can't remember why I stopped. I probably just got busy because grad school.
Makes sense.
But yeah, also, so Yuki Kajiura does the music. For those of you who don't know, she is one of my favorite composers of all time, and so yeah. Super hyped to hear her music again. Always.
Aww.
I will watch it. SAO can get as bad as it wants, and I'll still keep watching it because of music.
Why? Why do you do this to yourself?
Because I like music.
It's true. Dobler loves music.
But yeah. So when we get into the second half, and they have that battle in GGO, which is just amazing. Like that battle is basically perfect. This is how you do a battle. Like even though it's an opening battle and you're just reintroducing the characters and there's no actual stakes and the heroes can't possibly lose, it's just so perfectly well done. And other shows this season could really learn a thing or two, or 17 from this show. Not gonna name names yet. Names will be named later.
Fair.
It kind of got bogged down in the second half after that, like when we're talking about like what wrath means, and they're just hyper over analyzing all of this stuff, and somehow Asuna knows like every little detail about Alice in Wonderland, and it's kind of creepy. Like did she stalk Lewis Carroll in another life?
I mean, a lot of people did, let's be real.
No, Lewis Carroll stalked a lot of people all the way around.
Oh really? I didn't. Oh whoa. Oof.
I mean, so we don't know if anything actually happened, but his stories he made up to entertain little girls while he was painting pictures of them, or maybe photography of them. Excuse me.
Oof.
So,
never meet your heroes.
Yes, your heroes.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Also, it was really weird for Shion to like care about the person who attacked her, that he was in the hospital. Or at least I think that was the person he was caring about. I can't remember names. He just named the name, but I think that was that person. But
yeah, I think that's right. I don't remember exactly.
I don't know. It's been a while since I watched GGO or read GGO. And then the scene at the end was amazing and raised the stakes and makes me want to watch more, which is exactly what the first episode of the show should do. So yeah, Alicization was another one of my honorable mentions that I didn't quite feel was. This season was weird. It had tons of shows at the top, tons of shows at the bottom. Nothing really in the meh category, which was interesting.
I feel like that's a good thing to have, though. Well, meh is like,
but the bottoms were like really, really low.
Very fair. What I'll go John after, but I just want to let you know that this is Jeffy's veto, by the way.
Wow!
Yeah.
Two of the shows I like.
I knew there would be one.
Mm-hmm. Just interesting information for the cast. Okay, John, hit me up.
So, I think this is pretty bad, but not the show, like the situation that I'm in, because I have not watched SAO past, was it the second season? So I have no idea what was going on with like guns and stuff like that. Now Kirito's a girl in the game, and they have lightsabers and a gun. So
actually, like, skip the second season and just go to GGO. You missed nothing.
Oh, okay.
But GGO is really good.
Yeah, I haven't watched GGO. That's the thing. So I'm jumping into this, and like I'm missing a couple of things, so that's a fault on my part, I guess. But from what I see so far, it doesn't make sense why Kirito would go back into another virtual reality shit after he's been traumatized by more virtual reality shit. And and for some reason it put me off. It's like, oh yeah, I have Kirito's vitals on my phone because I don't want to stick electrodes to him, so I'm just going to use it on my phone. Oh, Kirito, where have you been? Oh, your heart rate went up by 3%. What's her name?
Oof. Oof.
But jokes aside, I thought for A1 especially, show's very pretty. Music was good. The fight scene was really entertaining to watch. I was just very confused for like half of it, which is why it didn't necessarily grab my attention other than from the fight scene. Like him being stabbed at the end and his like dissonance from actual reality when he tried to grab his sword, just like it seems like an interesting concept. I just feel like I'm missing a lot of information.
Mm-hmm. Reasonable. Anything else to add?
That's about it.
Hey, I'll go next. As a guy who has not watched any Sword Art Online and had no opinion before, I did not like Alicization that much, episode 1. I thought a lot of it was stupid. Like, they went to a cave to find ice. It's like, this is now the anime I'm watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, they find ice, and they're like, let's just keep going, even though we heard that there's a death dragon. Well, I know dragons are savior of the thing, but, like, they have no reason to keep going after they find ice. And then, second half...
They went the wrong way.
Yeah, but, like, they didn't get lost till after they go deep into the cave. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh.
To my knowledge, at least. Perhaps I missed something important. But
yeah, you're probably right. The first half was kind of meh.
Yeah. Second half probably would have been better if I understood any of these characters, but I didn't. So these are all just new things to me. So, like, they said stuff and it went over my head, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening right now. So that's completely on me. I'm not going to blame the anime on that, but it's going to make me not want to watch the anime, obviously. So, I don't know if I'll ever watch Sword Art Online because of the interest in Alicization, but I was pretty mixed on it. I didn't veto it, though, so can't blame me on that one. Snap.
You're right, you can't veto everything I love.
I wish. In a perfect
By your
world, though.
powers combined, you can. Please don't have vetoed everything I liked.
Hey, man. Mickeal vetoes more things you like than I do, I bet.
I know, because that hasn't been announced yet. I'm worried. I'm actually worried about Mickeal's veto.
Well, speaking of worry, let's go to the next topic. We're going to talk about Goblin Slayer. Fingers up.
Oh.
Yeah! Did everyone watch it just before I continue on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Unfortunately.
Sweet. Excellent. I love this club. Why don't we go to start with Mickeal? I'm curious. Hey, give me a quick synopsis.
Oh man, I am so glad you picked me.
You're welcome.
Because for what people don't know is,
Uh-oh. Good start.
this is the Dark Souls of anime.
Stop him now.
You have been stopped.
I knew study would become a good idea.
This anime is a reality check on many isekai scenarios in which people are not prepared. Mind you, it's not really an isekai from what we can tell so far.
Mm-hmm.
But if you clip out the first 30 seconds, it sets up that scenario. Unfortunately, life is rough and things are wrong and the world is corrupt. And this is the basis of a lot of these darker stories. And it does not shy away from it in any fashion in the first episode.
So I'm going to stop you right there. It's not isekai, it's just fantasy.
Yeah.
No, I know, but I'm saying it. What I was
Those
saying
are
is,
different
if you
things.
clip the first few seconds of the show, it sets up a very isekai style.
I will,
ooh.
in a strange reality where I slightly defend Mickeal, and this is weird for me too, don't worry. I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to be like a really twisted version of a world of Dungeons and Dragons based on...
Well, yeah.
Yes.
So that's
The
defending me, not
whole,
them.
you just
Oh,
entered.
is it?
You join the guild. Oh, you guys have all these stats and all. Well, not stats.
I'm not sure if Dungeons and Dragons is isekai or not, so...
No, it's
I'm just
not.
saying that
Okay,
this
then-
world that
It's just
has a
fantasy. It's high fantasy.
Fair.
Okay.
Okay, well then continue on, Mickeal.
I don't know. Well, the system where everything has class level and grade levels and stuff. Yes, that does happen in Dungeons and Dragons scenarios, but more and more you see those levels and those tiers established in video game and isekai scenarios. So that's why it gives you that idea, since that's what's been flooding the market in Japan for last 3 years.
Maybe? Probably longer than that, I feel.
Probably longer. Whenever Sword Art started, and then
Sword
It
Art
just
didn't start the
snowballed.
isekai genre.
You mean dot hack? Come on, guys.
I do mean dot hack. Dot hack is
no, okay. Remember, Dot Hack started it, but it did not popularize it.
I don't know.
Right, because
That hack's pretty popular.
Dot Hack is a good show, therefore it wasn't popular. You're right.
Dang.
Oh,
He likes Sword Art Online too.
I like Sword Art Online, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But
All right, so back to the description is.
Well, you're still on the description, okay?
Well, I mean, not really, but
Sure.
I'm gonna try to finish it. A unskilled group of new adventurers decide to take a quest that they are not qualified for, and darkness ensued, and a very skilled Goblin Slayer, hint hint, title,
Nice.
comes into the same scenario that they are unfortunately engrossed in, and he handles business. We don't get much more than that, other than that's his goal. He's just a Goblin Slayer, and we don't know what's going to happen further beyond this. If you have not been scared by this anime, I assume we may get some death. But yeah,
Okay. That sounds like a.
he likes to
Synopsis.
kill goblins.
So, you gave a good synopsis, but what are your thoughts?
I think the point of the first episode is really to shock people.
Sure.
I'm not gonna say it's berserk and everything else like that, but it's definitely set there to say these fantasy worlds are not all positive and hopeful and stuff. There are very dark things in the world, and not being prepared and not listening can have its consequences. It did it very, very not ready for public to see. But I think beyond that, once you get past the first episode, it could turn into a very good series if it doesn't keep going on this, shock value road.
Okay. That's your thoughts. Dobler, why don't I go next?
So let me give a different summary.
Sure.
So sometimes you have an author who doesn't know how to write.
Dang.
When they don't know how to write, they decide to just have something to shock the viewer in exchange for having actual characterization or plot or world building or anything. And like, how do I shock people more? And then they do worse things. And then how do I shock people more? And then they start murdering people randomly. And then how do I shock people more? And then they start having rape scenes. No. I don't know how.
Thank you, Dobler.
Like, so to quote a Hugo Award-winning author, and if you don't know what the Hugo is, it's basically the highest award in science fiction, also fantasy, sort of. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
So this guy, John Scalzi, writer of Red Shirts, which is incredible, and everyone should read it. Also, Old Man's War, also incredible. He basically, when he was starting out as an author, he was talking to an Oscar Award-winning writer, and he was describing a story. And in the story, because he thought he had to raise the stakes, he had a character be sexually assaulted. And the Oscar writer who was engaged in the story up to that point suddenly throws her hands up in disgust. And he's just like, oh, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe I should just stop having sexual violence be a way to just raise the stakes for no reason. And yeah, you don't just do that. Like, very few stories, I should say, can pull off something like that and have it work. I can count them on one hand. And of the ones I've seen, anyways, that can pull it off. And I can, like, basically, it needs to matter to the characters. It needs to actually, like, be a plot point to the characters, not just be, oh, we're gonna show how evil these people are. Like, no. That's like all it was to show how evil the goblins were. It didn't affect the characters who were raped. It didn't affect the random girl who was like does not even seem to have PTSD from this. Like,
okay, I would have to heavily disagree with that one, actually.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna also disagree with.
Yeah, no, if she's going back in after that, no, like.
No, I'm talking about the person who was raped.
Yeah.
Okay, well, rephrase that. She's gone from the story, and we're never going to see her again.
That's we don't know that.
Yeah, but
Yes, we do.
that's also not the
we
point.
do.
That's also not the point you're making, though. You're saying that it doesn't affect the character. Whether she appears again is not the topic at hand.
I mean, like, in a literal sense, it affects the character, but the character doesn't matter to the plot, and therefore, it's just sort of, again, it's there to shock us, and that's it.
Sure.
And that's not okay. And I don't understand how you can possibly have faith that this show will be good when, like, only a hack writes stuff like this.
Fair enough. Okay. Anything else to add, Dobler?
Yeah, I think that was good.
Cool. Why don't we go to Leslie next?
Who?
Yeah.
The
Oh, I was like, you.
for this?
Hey!
I think his name starts with a J and ends with an O.
You're welcome. You say J.
Wait, J-O.
Wait, what? Oh god, I just realized this.
Hey.
Oh my god.
Hey, it's me, baby. It's your boy J.O. at it again.
Wait, so now that I've just killed everyone.
Yeah. What is this, an episode of Goblin Slayer?
Okay, so I will forgive you this one time.
Hey, man. I regret nothing in this, but continue on.
This story gets a little bit more interesting, but
What?
clearly,
Oh, not
so
the Goblin
this
Slayer
is
story.
the Goblin Slayer story. So
Wait,
this is
what?
clearly the bait and switch of the season, because it was marketed by Crunchyroll and various other institutions as being a fun fantasy adventure anime,
Yeah.
and they left everything else out up until like yesterday. But it was rated PG. They were only using the shots of the original adventurers, saying, why do you want to go on an adventure with us, or come join us on an adventure? What they forgot to do, or what they didn't realize, is just how messed up this anime is. You've got gore, you've got murder, you've got 3 rape scenes in a 25-minute episode. 3 of them.
That was pretty impressive, just as on a technical level, I have to admit.
Yeah, no. It was ridiculous. And gore, murder, etc., etc. My thinking was this wasn't thought out very well.
Advertisement wise,
Understatement of the millennia.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I'm gonna argue against that because someone in censorship had to have watched this whole episode before it got its rating.
Clearly not. It got a PG rating.
You
I
would
know,
think
so
so?
You're very wrong about that.
No. My stance is someone thought on some level that this is not adult content.
No one is impossible to be that incompetent. It is physically impossible.
We have a censor person who doesn't know that this is adult content.
Obviously, they should be fired.
Clearly.
No,
If he was following things by the book,
yes,
Obviously, we throw them into a cave full of goblins.
So, oof.
no one deserves that. No one.
But this is like one of the first times I actually went like onto social media and was like, Crunchyroll, what the literal heck are you doing?
Yeah.
And then apparently I wasn't the only one, because there was like a huge backlash enough to where Crunchyroll actually had to start marketing this correctly by stating, this is a mature anime. You can't, there's a lot of stuff that's really messed up in here. And they actually put a disclaimer on the second episode.
Did they pull in the first episode, out of curiosity? Because I don't see the point putting
They
on
did
the. Okay.
not.
They did. Okay. Did they go back and do it? That's what I'm asking. Because there's no point having a disclaimer
That
episode
I don't
2.
know.
Okay. We'll have to find out, because there's no point having an episode 2 disclaimer if you've already watched episode 1, because it's like you already know by now at that point. But if you have episode 1, then I understand if they added it later.
Yeah, no, I can understand why they would add it later, especially since there's a current outrage against this. But it's like, I have not seen the second episode. I don't wish to see Goblin Slayer again. That was not okay. And I guess you know my thoughts on that now. But my gripes are more with how it's marketed than anything else.
Very true. I'll go next if that's cool. And that I actually agree a lot with what Leslie said. I think marketing is really bad. I actually really like bait and switches personally. I'm a big Doki Doki fan. Obviously, Doki Doki doesn't get into rape and shit like that. But I like bait and switches when I'm personally viewing, because I like that element of surprise, especially in things that I consider horror, which I kind of consider Goblin Slayer to be. Obviously some things are a little over the top. I don't want to add too many opinions because it'll be just back and forth of like, opinions, semantics. Won't do too much. I overall kind of liked it. I watched episode 2. It's not as dark as episode 1, though there are references to episode 1, so take that as you will. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I like it more than everyone else here, but I understand a lot why people don't like it, and I didn't vote for it because I don't think it's something everyone wants to watch every week. So it would be a bad club anime thing, even if I like it a lot. So
how many people vetoed it?
Only one, but I think it's because Leslie says she's going to veto it, so I didn't want to waste their vetoes.
Yeah, I already revealed, like, that's my veto, because I had a field day of a shitstorm.
Yeah, no, I saw the post.
Yeah. But to be fair, I submitted my votes before anyone submits their votes or vetoes. I didn't vote for it because of that too, even though I like it. Because it's, as much as I like it, I know it's something that I don't want other people to watch every week, especially if they're forced to for club. Well, forced, quote unquote. Right. You don't have to for club, obviously. So it's like, it's not really good club anime, I feel. It's more of a, like, if you like this kind of stuff, great. If you don't like this kind of stuff, I wouldn't force you to watch it, so.
No, I agree. I mean, like, there are other horror anime that you could be watching, like, Zombie Saga, what was it?
Oh my god! We'll talk about it at the end. I really like that anime though. That anime is so good.
I do.
Zombieland Saga. Dobler, I think you would love this anime. Real talk.
So I have it on my open tabs of things to watch, but I haven't actually watched it yet because life has been busy.
Please watch it.
Yeah, I really want your opinion, Dobler, because in my heart, if I know Dobler at all, which who's to say? I feel like he loves this anime.
I will update you like tonight when I actually have time.
You can
do you like parody? Do you like parody deconstructions on not only horror but also idol anime with a producer that is eccentric to the point where it's ridiculous?
And voiced by Okabe.
Oh, that's what it was!
Yep.
I couldn't remember!
I did like Zombie Day. I did like the anime episode, the idol episode of Korewa Zombie Deska.
Also rapping.
Yeah.
Idol?
Oh, John.
John, you can put your erection away now.
Damn.
No,
not even on his birthday.
Fine, because it's your birthday, I will.
Thank you, John. Hey, John, why don't you finish up Goblin Slayer for us so we can go on to next?
Okay, so I think it's no secret that I'm probably easily swayed in my opinion, because I was talking to Josh about this going back and forth about this, because I originally saw this and I was looking through it, like, this looks like 2 steps away or a very slippery slope to like a snuff film. And then everything just went to shit. And I personally really do not like this anime. I mean, if there's going to be sexual assault, there has to be like purpose behind it. And then there are some things that was said online that kind of made sense, but I still don't see it. I see a lot of people, especially on Reddit, try to justify his anime. It's like, oh my god, it's not just rape. There's like good scenes. The fight scenes are cool. It's like, it has good music. Like the rock scene, the rock music that was playing when he was killing all the zombies. Oh, it was so brutal. That just sounds like you like murder porn.
I don't think the music was that good. I'll be real. I think I liked it.
It wasn't.
No.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I think I liked the summary that one person on Reddit gave, where it was like, a bunch of people in a D&D campaign constantly critically fail, and then they meet an adventurer with a near autistic desire to kill goblins.
That's great.
Shit.
Yeah.
So, out of morbid curiosity, so I think this sets a precedent where it's like, there hasn't been too many anime that I went out to find out what the fuck was wrong with the source material, and I read it. All of it.
Ooh. Clap,
in
clap.
one night.
Really?
Clap, clap, clap.
And the way that it goes is that a lot of people are saying online is like, oh, it's not just about rape. There's like still a story behind it. And to their credit, there is a little bit more to the short story. Like while the unfortunate adventurers were being killed, there was a lot of their backstory that's being revealed while they were being slaughtered. But people who say that it was just the one rape scene, it doesn't really get brought up again, they are lying. 100%. It gets brought up a lot. It gets referenced a lot. And there are a lot of things that happen towards the end of the series, especially in like a big battle. Not good. It comes back up. It's just senseless at that point.
At that point, it wasn't already?
I mean, no, yeah, you're right. But it's like, even if you desensitize yourself to the entire thing, which I don't know why you would, it's so senseless. by like if this so what I noticed is that each episode is taking place in like 2 chapters. If it's going at the pace it's going to pop up at least 6 more times.
That's
The
it.
same scene or other scenes that are like
Other
In one
scenes that are
episode?
like it.
Hmm,
In the span of the
interesting.
next 4 episodes. I
Oh.
don't really like it too much. I can get why people like it. I will not watch it.
Yeah, I agree with you that the only people I've seen that like this have like a big thing for like the Saw films or other murder porn genre.
Okay, so I will defend myself for a little bit. I like Saw. I like murder porn. I watched Junichi Taisen and I was kind of okay with the action. This
Sometimes I agree with someone and they say that last sentence, so I'm just like,
How do you like Junichi Taisen? I'm confused.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I didn't like it for the dialogue or the character development. I just like the fight scenes.
Yeah,
What little there were of it.
like I don't like Saw and a lot of stuff, but like the darkness of this one, I mean, get rid of all the extra sexual and clearly like shock value stuff. Like the tactics Goblin Slayer use, I find impressive. The slight lore like of the series, I think is kind of compelling.
What lore?
Well, not like lore, but like we already know that this is a fantasy style place. There's preconceptions on goblins and everything else, and then it
yeah.
destroys some of that when you show that the goblins aren't as dumb and stupid and blah blah blah. And there's, they're thinking things. I mean, yes, they're not intelligent as humans are.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish, but that was another thing the show did. You can't make me feel sympathy for the goblins after what they did at all.
I don't think
Oh,
that's.
no.
I don't think there's a
I'm not
point of it.
not
Yeah,
for them at all. Like the children.
I think the
don't
exact
think
opposite. I
about
was gonna say. Yeah,
I don't think of the children. Like that scene, I was like, well, he makes a point. But
The
it's
only
not
good goblin is a dead goblin.
I went to a long talk
like,
with.
we've heard that phrase before, so it's like I don't know if it's being desensitized or just seeing things from a different perspective. I mean, his job is goblin slaying. It's what he's going to do. Like, but now that John's giving me more backstory, maybe I will not follow back up with it. I was willing to give it more time, but I don't think so. But I will stick around and see where Josh is.
I said once again, I think people are just viewing this in a different lens. It depends on what they want. Like, if you, I'm not saying this is like some like mindful deconstruction of like wonderful fantasy. It's a mindless thingamajiggy. I like horror. It's pretty horror-y in design. Horror, JRPG horror has like a lot of like really not good plot stuff, but like great shock value stuff, and that's why I play JRPG horror a lot. Obviously, it's not for everyone though. Like, if you're watching an anime and you have 30 minutes in your day and you don't want something that's like popcorn film stuff, then I wouldn't watch Goblin Slayer. Of course, I would watch something deeper. But if it's something that's like, I got 30 minutes of my day and I gotta watch something dumb, I'd watch Goblin Slayer. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to say it's like some kind of deep thing.
awful life.
I know.
If all you want to do with it is spend your 30 minutes watching Goblin Slayer.
I'm just saying there's lots of anime in the world, and I don't want to always have my brain on and deconstruct and think about everything.
Yeah.
So, it's like, why do people watch slasher films? It's like, boom.
I actually cannot answer that question.
Well, there's many good reasons why, but that's a different topic in another day. So, anyways.
I still want Chris's opinions from this.
Yeah, I'm curious too. He didn't tell me either.
I cannot imagine Chris liking this. I really can't. Like,
We'll
he
see.
likes psychological things that actually make you think, and this isn't that.
Well, he didn't vote for it, so I'll give it that.
Thank God.
But let's continue on to SSSS.Gridman. Cool. I think this was nominated by John and Mickeal, so let's start with John. Hey, give a quick synopsis too.
So a boy wakes up with amnesia, doesn't know what he's doing, but keeps getting called out to by a computer who tells him to fight monsters. He then sees a monster that only he can see, apparently, because he has these powers from this disembodied voice from the computer. He then joins with the computer and becomes a giant robot, and then fights monsters.
As you do.
It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Yeah, losing their memory, jumping into computers and playing video or fighting monsters. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, it's almost like Digimon.
It doesn't remind me a lot of season 3 of Digimon, yeah.
So close.
But it's not as good. It's not nearly as good.
Oh, as a follow-up note to John's description, part of the reason why I nominated it, because I saw the SSSS in the title, and I had this thought before Mother's Basement made the reference, but I'm pretty sure it does stand for Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad, which was an awkwardly interesting TV show in my childhood, and I'm pretty sure this is a reference to part of that series since it's shared as Gridman in Japan. Also, Trigger, this is your one chance to make up for that horrible train wreck we watched earlier this year.
What are you talking about?
What?
He's talking about Darling and the Franxx.
Oh,
that show was awesome.
I thought that show was pretty good.
No, it was awesome up until where we stopped.
Oh,
yeah, and I haven't watched the rest of it yet. What's your point?
Well, can you confirm or deny? By the way,
It's I'm not thrilled with the ending. I am not thrilled with the ending.
So this, yo.
So stay where you are. It's pretty good.
So this, ne.
Then no, that doesn't make sense either. You need a car.
So this kado. Anyways, John, keep going.
Okay, so when I had to watch this twice because when I first watched it, I was super tired and I didn't understand it because me personally, I hate the amnesia trope where it's like, oh, I don't know who I am and I got to rediscover myself. And where he just wakes up in this girl's apartment his classmate's apartment that he barely ever talked to when he did Evan's memories. I didn't really like it, but after watching it again, if I ignore all of that and just focus on the action scenes and just remembering what Studio Triggered is, like this could probably be good. I could probably get behind it, and I love Monster of the Week sort of anime, so I can probably get behind this. The fight scenes were good. The animation was nice. It was the 3D. I'm not. I guess it's supposed to be stylized because the original Gridman I think was like live action sort of dealio. So I guess it's trying to do a callback to that, but
yes.
It's still a little bit wonky. In my opinion, I really don't like the 3D on 2D animation as much as I used to, but it still drew me in. I would get behind the show.
Fair. Okay. Why don't I go to Dobler next?
Yeah, so I like the animation in the non-fight scenes, but once I got to the fight scene, I thought the fight scene was like really boring. It just felt like a super generic fight scene. And like coming right off of like Sword Art Online, which is just a tremendously well done fight scene. It's just I can't do this. Was my sort of reaction to Gridman, and like also like why didn't they think of plugging in a mic into the computer when they couldn't hear them? Just gonna put that out there.
It's an old computer. It probably doesn't have a microphone jack.
Everything has microphone jacks.
No, it's fine. You just gotta find like a PS2 adapter to it, and then you just gotta put it to another like audio jack and an aux cable, and then you put a microphone in.
Yeah,
there you go. Just like 15 different adapters.
Get on it, future episodes.
And then the ending was just sort of like, wow, they just mashed that reset button super hard. Like, is the girl who died still dead? I don't know. What is going on? And like it's not like in a good sense of like I want to watch more. It's in a bad sense of I think this is just going to be ramble. I think this show's going to ramble essentially.
Fair.
So yeah, I don't know. Like of all the old superhero show remakes, which this is part of, the only one I've ever liked is God, I'm blanking on the name of it. The bird one that I love, and I can't believe I'm blanking it.
Bird one?
Gotcha Man.
Gotcha, I was gonna say. I know you like Gotcha Man, but is that a bird one?
Yeah, gotcha.
Oh yeah, it is a bird one.
They literally say "bird go" like 1,000 times an episode.
Yeah, but I usually ignore when that girl talks. So.
Right, that seems like an excellent time for me to be done.
Excellent. I'll go next. Actually, it's basically a lot of what I say is gonna mirror a lot of what Dobler said, except there's a twist. in that I actually thought, once again, I don't really care about fight scenes for most animes that I watch, and this one was especially not the greatest in my opinion. But I really also did not like the reset at first. Like, I was like kind of on board, and the reset happened. I was like, this is potentially pretty bad. But then a roommate of mine made me watch episode 2 with them, and episode 2 actually was much better than I expected, and thus maybe like Gridman more. And obviously no one was expected to watch episode 2. It's just something I probably would. So here's a spoiler twist. I voted for Gridman, which is really weird for me because I usually don't like these type of shows.
Is that good?
Not on episode 1 though. Yeah, so one thing
I had to watch episode 2 then.
Yeah. At least from my expectations. Maybe my expectations are in a different pool than yours, Dobler. But from what I'm hearing, a lot of your complaints are similar to my complaints. And granted, I actually still don't think the action scenes are that much better after. But I don't really watch for action, so it's not like I really care that much. But if you were like Josh, I thought the action would be better. Like, no, I don't think so. But I think the mystery, the reset thing, turned out to be much better than I expected. So it gave me a lot of hope. So I really like Gridman based on episode 2 more than 1. But
I mean, I like action scenes, but
yeah,
like they aren't what brings me back to a show.
Sure. Yeah, I'm just trying to say that I'm willing to ignore insanely bad action. AKA, I didn't even care about Steingate Zero's action scenes, which were pretty bad even for me. So.
Steingate Zero had action scenes?
Yeah, they had that, like, Kagari killing the soldiers thing.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
It was pretty bad, but,
it was a VN for me, okay?
I
still have to watch the second half of that show, I think.
Mm-hmm. I'm very curious on your opinions, too, because it's pretty heated on the online, so.
What about Zero is heated?
Just the series in general. There was a controversial video released by a famous YouTuber not liking it, so it's recently sparked some, conflict back and forth. So I'm curious on your opinion.
I mean, I love Zero so much. It's incredible.
The VM though, right?
Like I don't translate a chapter of the story because I didn't like it.
That's true.
You saw that thing I posted.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. But I think it's more of the anime's interpretation because I don't think any YouTube vlogger or whatever plays a VM to begin with. So
probably. Except like Ace Attorney. That's like the one exception for that.
Yeah, everyone plays that game. Snap.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go to the next person. John, you're next. Wait, John, did you already go? Did I make that up in my head?
I thought I was the first one to go.
Yeah,
unless
you're
we're talking
correct.
about Radiance and I blanked
No. Yeah.
I think I'm the last person.
I don't think Mickeal went, right?
No, I didn't go yet.
Yeah, let's go Mickeal next. Sorry. I was thinking Mickeal in my head, but I said John out loud, so I paused. Sorry. Mickeal, whenever you're ready.
So, Gridman, again, my stance is this had better make up trigger, please, before I lose my faith in you. But it really takes in the old-timey scenario of, Ultra series. I mean, hell, they even make a reference to the Ultra series in it. I can understand the complaints about the giant fight and looking awkward, but it's supposed to parody in reference to that. The whole guys in suits and jump kicking and slow motions.
Mm-hmm.
And for once, I say this stressfully, for once, I do not mind the amnesia trope, because it's not like he has amnesia and is in a whole different place. No, he has amnesia, still where he lives. Everyone knows him, and they're kind of sort of helping him put the pieces together what happened in a little bit. Like, he still has a good friend. He has a person who knows of him. Like, they took him to the hospital. They didn't, just leave him to fend on his own, or just, dropped everything in their lives to walk with this random stranger. They know him. We're going to eventually figure out what happened to him and what caused it. And I think there's actually, good plot and potential in the series. Basically, I'm under the guise that when they gave up on Brown and the Franks, they put all their effort into this.
Okay. Anything else to add, or?
I want to see more, super moves that Gridman has. And preferably if he could get, a portable version, the old Mega Man NT Warrior thing with the pets, and they traveled with them, but, that's not going to happen.
So, you want, a Gridman Tamagotchi?
No, not a Tamagotchi, but, a travel personal companion.
Fair. Like Digimon, I got you.
Yeah, like that.
There you go. Okay, Leslie, finish us off.
So,
Cool.
My feelings on SSS.Gridman is if you like Power Rangers, old kaiju films, Ultraman, etc., this one's for you because it's basically all of those wrapped in one with a really weird tonal issue. Like, the tonal issue is that the first half is a slice of life and the second half is a Saturday morning Monster of the Week show. Which I know the old Power Rangers was kind of like that, but the tone was still kind of consistent throughout since like it was wacky, goofy kind of slice of life things. At least the American version. I've never seen the original. But other than that, it was still really fun. I actually liked it, and I appreciated the crappy CG that made the monsters look like they were rubber suits with googly eyes.
100% agree.
Yeah, that made me happy. I was confused at first, but I'm like, oh, I see what they're doing. Okay. And just to reveal, this was one of my votes.
Sweet. And once again, if you want to see the votes, they are online, but the mystery is nice, I feel. But yeah, I think that's everyone's thoughts on Gridman. So let's go to the next one. Radiant, the French anime. I guess I'll start just...
Oh, what?
This is a anime made by a French writer and then animated in a Japanese studio.
Oh, okay.
Yep, it's based on a French webcomic.
Yep.
That explains so much. It explains.
It's why you can see they ate bread at the beginning, only in French animes. But yeah, I'll give a quick synopsis, I guess, because I never got a chance to do this otherwise. Radiant is about some Oni boy. We don't really know his species or anything, because he has weird horn things. And he wants to be a cool mage, and then he is the apprentice of a super cool older lady mage. But all he does is tries to do magic, but really can't, except for some like weird basic magic, I believe. And he just causes a mess throughout the city. And then it turns out that there are these super dark, shadowy things. I forgot the name. I think they're called nemesises. And they're causing destruction throughout the world. And then an egg pops down, it hatches to a nemesis, attacks the town. To be continued. JoJo music plays. So yeah, Radiant. I'll give my thoughts on this later, though. I just want to give the synopsis. Why don't we start with Leslie?
Okay, so this one is basically Fairy Tail, Hunter x Hunter, and Naruto if they had a child together.
Yeah, it's super shonen.
It was very shonen and yet not shonen. It was weird. And it's overall, I find it to be pretty dull. If you like any of the other anime I mentioned before, just watch those individually. This brings nothing new to the table, and quite frankly, I'd rather not watch it.
Very fair. Mickeal, why don't you go next? Because I know you voted for this, wink face.
Yes. You know why? Because this is what Black Clover should have been.
Bad? Bam! I don't know what's happening. Oh
no. Yes, it is Fairy Tail and Naruto and a little bit of steampunk, and it has Edward's voice actor being, of course, the missing arm person in the series. I find that to be a awkward tongue-in-cheek joke. But
yo, I thought I was imagining that.
Yo, it is 100% they did that on purpose.
Nice.
Our main character is like every, main character protagonist. He is very Naruto, very yelly, wants to do something amazing, but sucks at most things. But like, this is where like, you remember where early Naruto was good before we just turned into like bitter rivalries and time skips. And I think it has potential, and it's only going to be 21 episodes. It's confirmed as not being a full 24 or going beyond that.
I can't believe it's 21 episodes. Sorry, talking to myself. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm just saying, we know it's going to end when it's supposed to end. It's not going to go on for 3+ years.
I can take solace in that, at least.
Yes. It does bring up discrimination, and I'm glad to see, for once, discrimination is a classification of people who technically aren't below others. They're just seen because they're fear. But then these same people who are, discriminated against also are probably the best cause of solving a problem. Are they going to be used maliciously? Maybe. Well, let's see how society changes when, these people who are disenfranchised save the world.
Gotcha.
Didn't write any of that down.
All from the heart, baby. I dig. Why don't we go to John? You haven't said anything yet. Let's go.
So as soon as I saw the main character, I was like, who dyed Naruto's hair black? And gave him horns. I don't know why. I thought I would really like this anime because I think I nominated this one.
You did vote nominate it. Yep.
Because I nominated it and I saw the premise. It's like, ooh, this looks pretty good, pretty cool. But for some reason, I didn't get anything out of it. I watched it and I felt like I feel like I need to watch at least like 2 more episodes in order to like actually get into it or be absorbed. But from what I saw right now, there wasn't that much magic. It didn't really pull much. The only thing that I saw was that the main character fucks up magic. His cool mentor can twirl her spear and then cause like a magical gust of wind that can expertly pile cows or whatever livestock that they were complaining about. Elephant, cow things, whatever. Mm-hmm. But other than that, there wasn't really anything like super magical for me. But it did leave off at like a cliffhanger where we can actually see like good mages at work, and probably his mentor will jump in, and it'll be really cool. But from episode 1, it's not really doing anything for me.
Very fair.
Side note: before we go further, if this gets a dub, that mustache guy has to get the same voice actor as Arthur Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
I would love that, actually, 100%.
And Vic Mignogna needs to be the one-armed dude.
Well, no, that's a woman.
Nani? So does you.
The one-armed person is a woman.
I only do this to you, Dobler.
I don't think Vic can do it. So let's just say that.
Well, Dobler, why don't you finish this off then?
This shows the definition of meth.
Yeah.
It starts off with like a 5-hour plot dump, and then nothing sort of happens. Except this one kid like keeps hanging out with another guy, despite every time he hangs out with him, it always seems to end with running from a horde of angry cows. So like I feel like at a certain point you should like stop hanging out with a guy if that's what all of your it always comes down to. But whatever.
Sounds like he has some beef with that guy.
Hey!
Yeah!
What?
Oh my god.
I am so confused.
It's probably for the best.
I hate everything.
Yeah.
As long as it's for the best.
Please continue on. Is there anything else said, actually? Before I continue?
Not really.
Cool. I guess I'll finish it off, even though I already said my piece, which I think it's boring, too. It was on my list of, like, could be good or could be terrible, and it turned out to be terrible, so hey. So
I wouldn't say it's terrible. It's just very unoriginal.
Yeah. Well, like if I were to give it like a score based on episode 1, I'd probably give it like a 4. Which, it's not a 3. It's not Junie Tyson, but it's not great.
And in defense,
I would give it a solid 4.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it brought nothing new to the table, but I see like it could be like its own thing later on, but nah.
Yeah.
Listen, not everything from France can be miraculous ladybug, okay?
Hey, I have a new episode of that to watch today, and I'm excited.
Pandora's box has been opened.
Yup.
Well, my coupon expired, so I can't make you guys watch Miraculous Ladybug with me.
Nice! We're saved, John, and other people.
Yeah!
Yeah!
I don't know what that show is.
How a coupon makes it happen.
I messed up. I let it expire.
Capitalism lets everything happen. Okay, yeah, I think that's enough on Radiant. Boarding School, Juliet. This is nominated by Dobler, so why don't Dobler, you do the synopsis and thoughts?
Oh god.
Before you start though, I did not watch this or Bloom Into You because I don't have Prime.
Makes
That's
sense.
fine.
You didn't watch the Late Age Shadow thing, right? Like Girl in Twilight.
Yeah, I didn't watch Girl in Twilight either.
Okay. Makes sense. Just wanted to be sure. Okay.
Anyways,
Yeah, sorry.
So this show is a lot of Japanese people, much like a lot of Americans, have this strange belief that Romeo and Juliet is supposed to be a happy love story. It's not.
Yeah.
So much like Americans, they keep trying to do remakes of it, except with the minor changes, like where everyone gets to live in the end and be happy ever after, which ruins the entire point of this.
Mm-hmm.
But like this entire show is just like constant sexist undertones, and it's Right, I'm supposed to give a summary.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
there's a boarding school where you have two people from opposite countries both there, which makes no sense, but let's go on.
Mhm.
So they get in constant fights because of course they do, except the student council doesn't want them to fight. And also there seems to be exactly one girl on both sides.
Mhm.
But let's not worry about that. So you have the people fighting on both sides. Except for the leader of one side really likes the leader of the other side, except he sucks at telling the leader of the other side this. But he actually tells her this by the end of the first episode, but only because he sort of accidentally saves her from being raped. And by accidentally, I mean on purpose. But whatever, because it's a bad show. Yeah. It's just even ignoring the attempted rape scene, which is not okay remotely, what the hell. I'm not getting into that rant again.
Sure.
But you have the context over the tones of him saying, I don't want to hit a girl, I don't want to I don't like the idea that she can't protect herself, the fact that she can't protect herself because the plot demands that she can't protect herself, and for no other apparent reason besides that. It's just not a good show. I have no faith in this going anywhere. I don't know why I picked it, because I should have known. If I had actually bothered to see that it was if I spent the 5 seconds to realize it was a Romeo and Juliet remake, I would have known it was going to be trash.
It is in the title too.
I really don't know what was going through my mind when I picked it, because I usually just pick based on pictures. I don't know.
Yo, we have the same pick style. What a coinkydink.
Yes, coinkydink. That's the word for it.
I'm gonna go next, if that's okay with you.
It is.
So it's weird for me. It's the last anime I watched on the list for some reason, and because it was the last anime, I think the relief of being done with a 6-hour anime train made me enjoy the last show more than I expected. And upon thought, turned out I don't actually know any reason why I liked it, unless I dislike it more than my initial thought. I wrote a synopsis of each one. I was like, Juliet's okay, and then I paused after because someone was like, why is Juliet okay? I was like, I don't actually know. I don't have any good reason. I did rate this a little too high upon initial thought. I'm a sucker for love stories. Rom-coms are my thing, so on and so forth. But as Dobler said, there's nothing really good about this. I think the first half, until the 3 scummy whatever attempted rape guys come into the scene, it starts off I can watch this, so on and so forth. But after that happens, it goes really downhill for me. I think the attempted fight sword thing is kind of stupid. I give small props of it for them being in a relationship episode 1. They could have dragged it out to episode 10 if they wanted to, but they didn't. But it also kind of gives it loses kind of the mystery, I feel, if there's any mystery to be had in this anime, with the will they won't they thing. So at the end of the day, I agree a lot with what Dobler said, even though at first, if you asked me a week ago what you thought of Juliet, I'm like, it's really good. And if you're like, what's good about it, I'll be like, So yeah, that's my thoughts. Why don't we go to Leslie next? Oh wait, you didn't watch this, right? I forgot. My bad.
Correct, I didn't watch it.
Sorry. I just forgot that for some reason. Why don't we go to John next?
Is it really bad that when I first saw this, I was thinking, oh, it's like West Side Story, and there's going to be aggressive finger snapping right before the battle.
Oh, I would love this anime. So
yes, I know. And no, West Side Story is just another Romeo and Juliet story. Shut the fuck up. But I do. Watching Goblin Slayer before this was really bad because I thought they were actually going to do it.
Oh, oof. Oof.
So, but other than that, I don't know. It was a nice thing to watch while I kill time, but it doesn't really do much. I thought it was really funny when they were sword fighting and he was going to confess his feelings in the sword fight. But yeah, after hearing what Dobler said, it kind of makes sense. There are a lot of sexist undertones, but I'm willing to watch. I won't say no to this anime. It's not something that I would go out and see, but if I had to watch it, I would.
Yeah, I don't think it's super awful, but I don't think it's super good.
Yeah, it's just the premise doesn't really suck me in as much.
Yeah. Mickeal, finish this off.
I luckily read the description of this anime and said just no, because it's just going to turn into one of those hidden love, blah, blah, stories. And I don't think it's ever going to grow beyond it. And again, like said before, the premise is dumb. Why do you have competing nations with children at the same school? Just, ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, it was on Prime. It was just, I did not expect to look for it there.
Uh-huh.
And then I have Prime, but now I'm just like, eh.
No one wants to watch anime on Prime. I got you.
Yeah. I mean, give me some better ones, and then we can talk about that, you know?
Yeah. Like, I have Prime and could watch it legally, and I totally, obviously did. Wink. But yeah. Is that it?
Yeah, no, I gave up on it once I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere.
So, did you finish the episode, though, just out of curiosity? You just gave you didn't, I'm just curious.
What?
Did you like start watching it, then gave up on it in the middle or something, or did you watch episode one?
No. Like, I decided to read and decided no.
Ah, you didn't watch it in general. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay. That's enough with that. Let's talk about DAKAICHI I'm being harassed by the sexiest man of the year. Sweet. Why don't we start with I want John's opinion. Let's start with John.
Oh boy. So I thought this was going to be a funny little anime just to watch. Girls falling over like the most huggable man or whatever they call that magazine, whatever. Seemed like a pretty funny concept. And then there's a picture that I sent to Josh that made me say, no, I am not watching this anime anymore. And it was a caption, oh God, he's got a boner.
Yeah, man.
And then I just said no, turned it off, and didn't watch it.
I should have.
Wait, did you not finish the episode?
No, I did.
Okay.
I finished the entire episode. I was like, oh, he locked him inside of a closet. Inside of a bathroom. This is going to be pretty bad.
I was going to say, I feel bad for all the spoilers, Wink. I gave you that after.
But it's just like, why? Why is non-consent a theme now with this season? I don't get it.
Really? Yeah, I was the same way because I'm just like, geez, there's one other anime that's on this list that I know of that has a non-consensual touchings.
Yeah. See, I'm particularly I'm gonna go jump in a little bit next. I'm particularly bothered by this one because it's super like glossed over and like kind of fetishized. It's like, oh, he secretly likes it at the end, and oh, this is to be taken sexually and not scarily.
Oh, man,
even
this
though
is what gay people like. That's what they do. They just drink and then they sleep in each other's bed.
Welcome to Yao.
Admittedly, the genre I don't really look into that often, but like the guy is like clearly like mortified, similar to many other anime we've watched this season. But instead of us being like, oh God, for him, the animators think that we're supposed to be like, oh, he's in love, even though he's screaming and hiding in a bathroom.
And then Honda-san just like sees a shipment of book coming. It's like, fuck, another BL novel?
They're all connected. Dun dun dun.
Same universe.
Dobler, why don't you go next?
Yeah, so basically, DAKAICHI like saw a Goblin Slayer and saw all the hate for it, and it said, I can be worse. because
You're not wrong.
Yeah.
This show is worse than Goblin Slayer.
I 100% agree. As a guy who likes Goblin Slayer, 100%.
Like Goblin
Yeah.
No, but like I 100%. I think it's like even like darker than Goblin Slayer.
But yeah, so also it might be important to know that the word that they're using for huggable, daku, also means to make love to.
Is it? Oh, so it's
Oh,
I see.
So also, like when they're talking about eating, that word could also mean to fuck. The entire
Really?
show is a bunch of sex. That's the entire show.
this has been more educational for me than Cells at Work.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
like literally the entire thing is just sex puns that were translated to varying degrees of success.
Gotcha.
And it's like, oh no, the most fuckable man in the world wants to fuck me. What do I do? Like that is the entire premise of the show.
Sure.
That's not a good premise. That's not a good premise at all.
No,
You know-
it's not.
You know what's the worst part is that premise is still better than the actual premise of the show, I feel. Like if it's just, oh no, he's in love with me, what do I do? That'd be like fine.
Oh, I mean, yes, that is a true statement. If the show weren't the show, it would be better.
Yeah.
I agree with this.
If the show wrote this show,
Why is this dude into me?
The show weren't, it would be better.
Anything else, Dobler, before I continue on?
Oh yeah. Also, when the director guy who kept telling him to focus, his shirt literally said "focus" on it.
Never mind.
Oh my god.
Best anime that we watched.
That was a pretty good moment. That was like the one bright spot for this show. Also, I vetoed it.
Hey, you're not the. I was gonna say you're not the only one.
Nice.
Mickeal, did you even watch this show?
I watched a couple minutes of it.
Nice.
Like,
Look at this baby watcher. Can't even view the hardcore stuff.
well, I don't know. It lost my interest really quick. I felt like this is one of those long premises where it's going to be teasing a lot of the whole show.
Oh, it is not. I'll tell you that. Yeah, you should watch it. Wink, smiley face.
So what you're telling me is it's going to be just not a bunch of like yaoi poses all the time, right?
Oh, well, poses is a weird word.
I don't think you can call that poses.
Don't worry, there was an implied rape scene by the end of the first episode, maybe two.
There was two for sure. There's definitely two.
I mean, one of them you might have just undressed him and not actually raped him.
Oh yeah, just
I don't
cuddling
wanna
next to
think
a
about
naked
this.
guy.
I don't wanna think
They were
about
both
this.
naked and just cuddling in the bed while he was drunk.
Oof.
Josh, you should get to my turn sooner because I have feelings.
My bad. I'm sorry. In what direction?
Leslie.
Yeah, Leslie, please go ahead.
Okay, first of all, I am so sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot. This was you, wasn't it?
Yo.
This was me. I basically was just, I went through the list. I'm like, this looks like some interesting gay shit. And then I clicked it. And I sent it to Josh. And I'm like, Josh, get interesting.
I'm a man of the people. What can I say?
So this is my fault. I knew there was probably going to be something like going on. I didn't expect it to be this aggressive. Like, this was awful. And it should not surprise you guys that this is based on a yaoi short novel.
Not surprising.
And honestly, the story would have been better if they actually made it into porn. Because literally...
Yeah, probably. I
all
agree
of
with
the
that.
part, like, yes, it is a yaoi through and through. It is loosely based. The premise of this is loosely based on fucking the most fuckable guy, voted the most fuckable guy. Why don't you go all out? And honestly, that is my biggest frustration with this, other than, it being clearly man-on-man rape, just the whole series. And for my own curiosity, I did watch the second episode of this.
Ooh, what are your thoughts?
And it's worse.
It's worse?
How
is it getting
worse? So to quote, and this is quoting the subtitles because I am not fluent in Japanese.
Uh-oh. I'm scared.
You don't like this at first, but you give me consent later, right? Well, it's still continuing.
That in a lot of Japanese porn. Yeah, that exact line.
Well,
Japan has weird feelings about sex.
Yeah,
they do. They have weird feelings about sex, and especially like BL based stuff, which they think that guys can't be raped. That's the thing that I am question mark. And then clearly this is it.
In America, you are perfectly aware that lots of people think that.
It's true.
That's messed up.
It's spicy but true.
Yeah, and that's not okay. So I sincerely apologize for this anime. I thought it was just going to be like some funny fan service thing, but clearly it was just basically 2 seconds away from being a yaoi fuck fest, and they probably should have gone allowed if they wanted to do that.
We can't hate.
Yeah, no, the second episode has them like naked basically half of the episode, and at one point they're like dousing themselves in honey. Mm-hmm. It's like, if you want to be a porn, don't do this.
Mm-hmm. Put that in the fucking tombstone, kids.
Yup.
It's cool. Consent don't matter in Japan, I guess.
Yeah, well, only if you're a chick. If you're a dude, I guess,
Apologies to our Japanese viewers at home.
Always want it.
I'm sorry.
You can't say no. Not physically possible. Everyone knows this.
The big sweat. I'm gonna change topics if that's cool.
Oh, it's like, I need to get out of the car.
That was the ultimate amount of sarcasm.
Yeah, no, I got your back. I will defend Dobler on this one, but I'll also change the topic. Bloom into you. I'm not gonna pronounce the Japanese. I don't know how to.
Yagate Kimi ni Naru.
I probably could have in hindsight. Actually, good call,
What was
Dobler.
this again?
This is the Yuri one.
Oh, right.
We went from Yaoi to Yuri. And why don't we start? Oh, let me ask. I know Leslie didn't see it. Mickeal, did you see it?
Nope, don't have high guys.
Yeah, sounds right. Okay. Just us three. Nothing but the boys. John, your thoughts and synopsis.
I don't know. I'm not into it. There's
Good synopsis.
Synopsis is that there is okay. I was like half checked into it, but this is my synopsis of it. A girl doesn't really understand her feelings about love because she feels like she needs to be like she needs to have the feeling of being swept off her feet, but she doesn't get that when she sees guys. And then she applies for a club, and then sees this girl behind the building and sees that she has a similar outlook to her. This girl turns out to be student council club president, and during one time where she offered to help do stuff early before club, they talk about feelings, and it turns out they have mutual feelings about relationships, and then they're into each other.
Sounds right. Well, anything else to add, John, besides that you weren't into it?
No, that's about it. I was half checked out for this one. Nothing grabbed me about this. It's just, okay, you're expressing feelings, cool, pretty cool. And now we're into a relationship, ? But she did put like her feelings down kind of eloquently when she's talking to a dude, and then he just says thank you and then just hangs up. I don't understand. I'm just I didn't get it.
Fair. Dobler, your thoughts?
Yeah, this show is perfect in every way. Like literally, Koito, the main character, is me in a lot of ways, and oh my god, she's just perfect, and so I have had similar moments of what do I do? Why does somebody think they like me? I'm very confused by this. And I don't know. Yeah. Words are hard for this one. I literally have one line in my notes, which was, I quote, "Anyways, that was perfect and awesome." This is something that's not very, I don't know, like, man, this show was incredible. Like, this is, yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm super glad you liked it. I'm going to continue on if that's okay, Dobler, because it seems like words are difficult. Yeah. I'm actually between you and John. I really liked it until the ending, personally. I don't like the fact that she confessed episode 1. I thought that she'd be like a cool, like kind of asexual character who like sees more of the main character as time goes by and eventually grows feelings for her. And it would have been really cool. So like, and I thought it would be like a very different take on Yuri. Well, love stories in general because of that. But the fact that she kind of, in my opinion, confessed slightly out of the blue. I know they spent time with each other and so on and so forth. But the fact that it just like happened episode 1 kind of took me out of it. And like, I thought it'd be like a cool like tension up, and the fact that was taken from me kind of made me not like it as much. But I definitely think it's good.
It really felt like it was building up to that moment for the entire episode. It would have been a downer if they didn't, I feel.
No, I disagree, because I just thought they were like friends talking about like, you know, I have an issue with my life, please talk to me. And then that's what friends would do, at least my perspective. And then it didn't go from, I didn't get that connection of love personally for me.
As the clear love master of this group.
It's true, I forgot.
Like, I don't know, like just, so when she first stumbled across her, I think you could just like, I guess to me, like, the attraction was really clear. And
yeah, that's the groundwork. I agree.
She didn't know what to do with it as well, but like, especially when they wound up holding hands, like, I knew it was going to happen by the end of the episode. So
yeah, like just to confirm, I know it's going to happen eventually. It's in the fucking picture at the beginning too. I just didn't think it happened episode 1. So, and I'm very like, I think it's a good relationship. I'm not hating on it. I just I didn't want it episode 1.
Wholesome relationship, unlike every other one this season.
Yeah.
It's Except maybe the Sao one. Maybe the Sao one.
I don't know. I kind of disagree about that, only because now that I know that they're together, it doesn't really pull me in, because the only time that I saw like a couple together was like what was that anime that you tried to recommend to me, Josh? The one where they're already together. It's like a really big cartoony looking guy and this like cute pink haired girl. Something about love story or our love story. I can't remember. But that
yeah.
That one, because they were already together at that point, and they were just exploring their relationship. This one doesn't really do much for me, because at least that one was like kind of comical, because you want to see how they would maintain that, because according to my sister, the other guy that they're with is much more attractive, and why would she ever stay with this guy? I thought that was cute, and the premise of them staying together or seeing their life together was pretty cool. This one, I felt like I would have probably came back to it more if they were just like chasing each other, or one was chasing the other, because like now it's like, oh fuck, now I gotta watch it because I know they're gonna get together, but I want to see how that happens, instead of, oh, I feel the same way. Okay.
Yeah. It's like Toradora would be boring in 2 episodes. Toradora is much better in the longer, my opinion. But yeah, that's, I think, enough about Bloom.
I mean, I do love Toradora, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, Toradora's pretty good. Okay, let's continue on into Hinomaru Sumo. I think I pronounced that correctly.
Yep, you did.
Perfect. Thank you. Dobler, why don't you start with your opinions on Hinomaru Sumo?
So Hinomaru Sumo is a completely generic sports anime that is completely generic in its genericness, and it doesn't even have the decency to take advantage of the fact that it's about sumo and to like do some anti-fat shaming stuff with the main character. Like the secondary character is oversized, but like main character who struggles in the sumo world because he has a cute, normally generically attractive body. Like, I just don't feel for you, man.
I thought he was supposed to be short even for his age, though.
Yeah, he was very short.
It's supposed to be short, but he's also like drawn to be attractive and cute. And yeah, no, I'm sorry. I just don't feel bad for you at all.
Very fair.
That is also my summary, is that it's just a generic sports anime, and there's nothing special about it.
Very fair. Why don't we go to Leslie? What are your thoughts?
Okay, so yeah, it's a sumo shonen. It has all of the shonen tropes. It's also a sports anime because it's about sumo. But it's not so over the top just yet to where it could be akin to like Ultimate Muscle or things like that, like other like wrestling based type shonen anime. I have a feeling it'll get there though, but you never know. The body proportions don't really make sense. And I'm not talking necessarily about, bigger, fatter guys versus the skinnier muscle guys. I'm talking about the top shots. If you watch the anime and there's like a shot of it looking down on the characters.
Yeah.
Especially on the main character, he gets bigger. Like he gets bigger. And then he gets smaller when they do like a front shot. It's really weird. But when the animation's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's noticeable. But other than that, I thought it was really fun. I typically do like shonen anime, so this would probably be one I would continue. But it's also one of those that fits our theme of like rape and molestation, because there's a girl who gets molested on the train in like the first 3 minutes.
I was like, what the heck is what's happening? Wait, where's she going? Yeah.
Oh man,
and I couldn't figure out I couldn't figure out if it was consensual or not based on what she was doing.
Pretty sure it's not.
No,
it was not, but it wasn't conveyed very, very well. But it was a train molestation that was used for a vehicle for a joke. And that was dumb.
Actually, I don't think it's a vehicle for a joke. Like, I mean,
it was because the main character was wearing his sumo belt on the train. So the joke was she gets molested, he catches the perp, the police come, they think he's the perp because he's wearing his sumo belt on the train. So it was a vehicle for a joke.
No, I think that there's definitely the joke. Like, I think you're not wrong in that sense, but I think it's also to show that he's like, oh, he's a good guy too. So.
Yeah, you know how shonen do what shonen do.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, didn't like it either, but I don't think it's just because it's like a haha moment or something.
No. It wasn't like just that, but it started out as that. But I'm guessing she's gonna come back into the series. I know episode 2 is out, but I didn't watch it.
She appears at the end of episode 1, and she's like, "Oh, it's that guy." So
yeah.
So I didn't think of it that mean as a joke. I thought the reference point is, yeah, you stand out because of something you're passionate about, but just remember that you stand out because of it. Even if you do something good, you're gonna get like judgment called on, i.e. the police seeing him automatically it's made them assume he was some deviant.
True. Yeah. And it's kind of like you called the police for, something that's clearly not okay, but yeah. No, I can understand.
Mickeal, what are your thoughts then?
I mean, it is the good sports anime of this season because the other sports anime is running.
Is running? What?
Yeah, there's a running anime, like a marathon running anime.
Is there? Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I didn't watch that. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no. So it's like, well, this where I feel like dynamics and conversations could be had.
Mm-hmm.
It's just going to be a very bare bones. Probably if it got more than one season, which I'm presuming it's supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's something you jump on the first episode, you let it sit out for a few episodes, and then you power watch, which I may go back to it, but I don't think it's going to be that much different than the average sports anime. I mean, it's by isn't it? No, the other anime is by the designers of Haikyuu.
Yeah, definitely not this one.
Yeah, but I mean, I do like that they gave range and character models, but I don't think much is really going to develop as far as personality and story plot.
Mm-hmm. Fair. Anything else to add before we keep going on?
Nah, just wear some normal clothes and people will think you're normal. You don't wear normal clothes, no one's going to,
Yeah, weebs. Come on.
Yeah, society and whatnot.
Here's an interesting detail. Chris and Jeffy voted for this.
Oh, okay.
They are not here. Yeah, they didn't put their notes or anything.
I can see that.
But yeah, I could definitely... Well, I mean, Jeffy nominated it, so I'm not surprised on that. And Chris really likes it. He didn't give me any details, though, because that's Chris. But he told me for a bit he really likes it.
Oh, okay.
I can't really tell you...
I wouldn't be upset if this one got chosen. I think it's really fun.
I think I would be just because I'd be bored.
Oh, wait till you know what's getting not chosen.
Did you veto this?
I'm scared. I'm scared.
But yeah, I think it's better than what Dobler says. But at the same time, I agree a lot with what Dobler says, which seems like a recurring theme of mine. Except for certain things. But it was better than I expected. I usually don't like shonens. I especially don't like sports animes that much. It's usually pretty boring to me. But the opening's pretty good in my opinion. There's some strong messages that are better conveyed in episode 1 than in other sports anime that I've seen. I don't think I would continue watching it. I watched episode 1 twice because one of my roommates really likes this anime. He apparently read the manga too and everything, and he's like, "Don't worry, Josh, it gets even better." And I'm just like, "It's okay." Not in love with it. Didn't vote for it, but I don't think it was terrible.
Every sports anime suggestion, it gets better.
I don't know. I don't watch enough sports anime to give a real feedback on this, but I don't actually get told that a lot. Maybe I'm wrong.
I mean, Hinomaru didn't get that much better than what we saw. So.
Oh, did you keep watching it after?
I watched until episode 4, I believe, and I'm just kind of I'm just gonna drop this. I thought I could give it a chance, but
yeah, actually, I liked episode 1 of it, so I was like, oh, if it got better, but if it didn't, then.
Oh, I really liked Hinomaru. I liked episode 1 and 2. I thought it, had some steam, and it turned out no. Big
bummer. John, I think you haven't gone yet. I think you finished us off, right?
Yep. I actually liked watching this anime. Not gonna lie. I do kind of like sports anime. It just makes the sport exciting to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Because before I didn't care about sumo. I if I went my entire life not watching a entire sumo match, nothing would have changed.
Mm-hmm.
But this, for some reason, I guess sports anime in general, what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to bring awareness to the sport. I know in Japan it's I don't know if it's a taboo or if like sumo is supposed to be respected, but I'm not entirely sure about Japanese culture. But in America, like no one gives a shit.
Sure.
Sumo's supposed to be respected.
Yeah.
There's been major match fixing scandals as of late, so I don't know how like it is in the modern world. But traditionally, it is respected.
Yeah, traditionally I know it's respected, but I don't know nowadays. But in America, like no one gives a shit. But if you expose it to an American audience, it's going to be like, oh wow, this kind of looks like wrestling. Oh wow, the action's pretty good in this one. That guy can take so many punches to the face. What in the hell is going on? I enjoyed watching this a lot, especially just the release of him beating the crap out of the main gangster dude with one good push.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even just punching, just a good slap and tackle, like right into his friends. I thoroughly enjoyed this.
Very fair. Okay, yeah, and I will say, based on voting things, it has quite a few votes. It's not our winner though, but I'll keep going on. To that time, I got reincarnated as a slime. Snap, snap. Why don't I start with Dobler?
So this show starts off with a murder, and then you have a confusing voice coming in and say, hey, you're now immune to pain. Hey, you're now immune to fire. Hey, you're now immune to ice. Hey, you're now immune to everything. Hey, you're congratulations, you're a predator. Congratulations, you will have a body that has no blood in it. Whoops. And like I'm just like infinitely confused at that point, but then he gets reincarnated into slime, which is something that I somehow saw coming, despite being, I don't know how I saw that coming, but
I don't know either. Like, if I think wish they gave us a warning or something, but
and then he meets a tsundere giant dragon, which is amazing. Like I cannot and it turns out you can eat things and gain their properties, which is just super cool. And like I am ultra intrigued about this show. Like they did an amazing job of world building. I have no idea where it's going to go, but in a good sense. Like I want to know more desperately, and I'm hungry to know more. And I haven't seen episode 2 yet, but I am going to. Regardless of whether this wins. I saw that you posted something saying it was good on Facebook. Yeah, but
good transition. Leslie, why don't you go next?
Yay! So this is that time I learned that slimes are OP. The anime started out intense at first, which it would have to, since you have to go through death before you're reincarnated. But after that, it became really fun and I would say kind of wholesome. When you're seeing the interaction between Hinomaru, which I can't pronounce it, which is the slime's name, and then Voldora, which is the dragon's name, because they named each other because they're adorable.
That's episode 2, right?
That's episode 2.
I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah,
that is episode 2. But I saw that clip circulating around via Crunchyroll, so not a spoiler, but they name each other and then they go on adventures and it's wonderful. And it made me realize that I want to make friends with a dragon.
I mean, truer words have never been spoken.
But this is also another one that I voted for because I think the world building is really nice. I think it's going to be really fun. And I think it would be one of those that we would enjoy watching together as a club.
Enjoy is in air quotes or not in air quotes? This is important.
Not in air quotes. I think it would actually be very enjoyable. Also, kind of a spoiler for episode 2, but we see goblins and they're not rapey.
I knew that was gonna
Whoa, big twist.
Yeah, I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, goblins are the first creature that
I'm tired of these fake
Hinomaru
stereotypes.
encounters.
No,
I don't like goblins. Whoa!
It was great.
Anything else, Leslie?
I'm sure it's going to be, yeah.
Nope, that's it for me. I hope this one.
Cool. I'll go next. I thought this anime was okay. I was actually kind of disappointed in it, I'll be real. I know, controversial opinion. Basically, I thought Slime would be like a cool sidekick character and support that like masked figure that's like, I forgot the plot exactly, but was like enslaved or something by a summoner. And then he would be like a cool sidekick and he would be the narrator and, he would add strength to his comrades by providing healing potions and materials and stuff like that. I think he would be the badass, and like honestly, I shouldn't be surprised because it's Isekai. But I really thought this would be like a cool, like different form of Isekai, where it's like our main protagonist is not the OP, like beats everyone up kind of guy, and in reality, he's like a cool support character who happens to be OP that makes his comrades OP, and they take advantage of him. But you know, it's a normal Isekai for me. It's not bad, not necessarily bad. I probably entered with a bad expectation because of it, and that's why I didn't like it as much. So if I watch more episodes, I'll probably grow into liking it. I also kind of don't like the fact that he has a human form, I assume based on the intro and outro. I kind of like the fact I wanted him to like remain a cute slime. I don't want him to become human and do fighting things, but once again, that's based on my expectations, so...
Well, one of the things that I kind of want to chime in on is I want to know how he gets that human form, because in order for him to gain forms, he has to absorb somebody. So what human does he eat?
Ooh, eating humans. I didn't think of that. Good call.
A predator.
Predator.
Oh, gosh. And it's a girl.
Is that a girl? Oh, I mean, that makes sense. I thought it was just a very feminine guy, but girl makes sense too.
No, the form is female, but the brain is male? I don't know. Yeah. It's weird. I just want to see the episode
it's anime.
where I want to see the episode where like he obtains the form and how.
Mm-hmm. Same. Like I wouldn't mind continuing watching this either, but I'm less in love with it than everyone else. John, are you in love with it or not?
I actually do like this a lot. It's really, really funny. I think it's so cool that he can absorb things, and then again, he also got a little bit overpowered by like eating everything in the cave, and then the fact he can build like items or craft items inside of himself. I thought it was really funny. And apparently, if you're like a 40-year-old virgin in Japan, you die and get recreated as a slime. The whole process of him like becoming a slime is like, oh my god, I feel so cold. Resistance to cold. Oh my god, I'm losing so much blood. Developing creature without any blood. Oh my god, I like everything's getting dark or stuff like that. It's like, why am I in so much pain? Oh, pain resistance. Congratulations. And then he just like gets, and then like at the end is like, I hope I get reincarnated as like something else so I can like screw every girl as like Predator. And so I thought that was really funny.
Uh-huh. So overall, you liked it a lot?
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Nice. Here's an interesting tidbit. Jeffy and Chris voted for this. That's their second vote. Mickeal, your thoughts?
So, yay, another isekai. At least we know what all his abilities are ahead of time. And we are informed every time he gets one, because we don't need magical MacGuffins for no reason. Thank you. I like his ability to think of ahead. The Potion, creation is a great thought early on. That really shows that he's a salaryman. He's got to make money to survive. His new friendship I find as hilarious as everyone else, but also like I don't understand how he's not keeping a, I don't know if he is in this version, but it doesn't seem that he's keeping a track on what's going on in the next, not to spoil too many things, but we know things are happening with him, the dragon, and I think things are being left on the back burner, which I like. But I want to see as a character him notice more things, which we learn about in the second episode. I love that he begs for his computer to be destroyed upon death, only because it just feels like a very Japanese thing to do nowadays. I think the series is going to be a really good series overall, and as a big shout to everyone except for Josh. That's why I vetoed it.
Hey!
This is why we can't have nice things.
With
Mickeal.
I read it, I'm like, ooh, shoot.
I love the lore so far. I love the plot points. But you know what I don't like? It's still ongoing. And there are too many times that I've adorned a series, i.e. Log Horizon, where we have live novels and mangas that are still going, and we are not assured that this is going to end anytime soon. We are going to get to the end of the season, and then we'll probably have to wait another 2 or 3 years for season 2. And I can't do that to myself.
I don't see the big deal in that, personally, but it's like, it's other animes.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't take that risk of watching this thing as a group, and then we have to come back to it like forever from now.
I mean, we don't even come back to Classical Lloyds, and it was pretty much liked by the group.
Yeah, but this is one of those things where I'd rather not like come back to it, and then like giant group dynamics have changed, and then like you gotta rewatch everything and reintroduce things. But also like we got other options that I think are more entertaining to try this season. We know where it may go up to, given what the intro shows us. We know we get a human form. We know there's a lot more fighting, learning more stuff. I think we're all going to watch it regardless. We don't need to talk about it every week.
Yeah, controversial thing. Here's an interesting statistic. This would be the clear winner if Mickeal did not veto it.
What?
Yeah, it had 5 of the 7 people here voted for it.
Aww.
So take that hate to Mickeal.
Oh, that's interesting.
Mickeal doesn't know how to use vetoes.
Yeah.
I love democracy. Chaos.
Oh well, that just means I can watch this anime with my fiance now.
There you go. Cool.
And when your fiance gets mad at me, I will sip all the tea while he bitches and complains.
It's gonna be salty.
I know.
Gross.
Well, that is our thoughts on slime. Let's end it with the girl in Twilight. Why don't I start with John?
So synopsis. You start off with a bunch of girls who are in this conspiracy group trying to find alternate dimensions with a cassette tape.
Mm-hmm.
They find this mysterious when one of the group members finds this mysterious metalloid thing, and decides to research it, finds a frequency off of it, and then they miraculously find another frequency on the tape recorder, repeat the same procedure, and suddenly they find a copy of the main character in an alternate universe. Shenanigans ensue from there.
Mm-hmm. Your thoughts?
So what I thought about it is that, oh god, once again, watching Goblin Slayer first was not a good idea, because I thought those, like, yellow things were going to do horrible things to those girls.
Fair.
But I thought it was an interesting concept, but I really want to see where it goes, because just I guess at this point it's not a secret, I like fight scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Her clone or her alternate dimension self fighting all of those like yellow bunny slime things, and then they all combine into like these giant snakes, and she blows them all up. It's like, oh my god, that's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see more of the lore of what goes on, why they're alternate dimensions. Does this main character get more stuff, and what's this person at the end of the episode? How did she slip through all of these dimension stuff? The first episode really does a good job in like hooking me into wanting to watch more of it.
Mm-hmm. Very fair. Anything else to add before I continue on?
That's about it.
Cool, I'll go next. So the girl in Twilight is actually my favorite thing that we voted for. One, a little biased I nominated, but two, I really like alternate universe kind of stuff. It's a really rare genre that isn't really touched upon, because it's usually like time-based stuff that we get alternate universe stuff, which is also really good, don't get me wrong. But I kind of like, just the concept of normal alternate universe jumping dimensions and stuff like that. I assume, watching future stuff, that they'll go to like other dimensions and different frequencies and such like that. That it's a really cool concept. I really like the characters. They're a little generic, of course, because there's schoolgirls in normal Japan, stuff like that. But I feel like when they go to like an alternate universe of themselves, I assume each one will have a different alternate universe version. It'll be cool to see that like contrast and dynamic. And I don't know where this is heading. It could be headed to something really bad, but I really like the mystery involved in it too. I got a lot of vibes in this, similar to Gridman, and I kind of want to know more about what happens. And I really like it overall. Leslie, I know you didn't watch it. Mickeal, did you watch it?
I did not.
Okay, then Dobler, what do you think?
So honestly, I didn't care about any of the characters at all. What it really came down to for me. Like, I don't know right now why there's 4 more girls, because none of them are interesting at all.
Sure.
And even Asuka is like, our Asuka is super dumb, and the other Asuka just doesn't seem that interesting. I guess. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's just maybe it'll get better, but I don't know. I'm still bummed out about Mickeal veto.
Reasonable. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, no surprise here. This is one of my votes. That was my other vote. So cool. That is all of our stuff. And time for the super surprise unveiling award. Now that it's not slime, the winner is it's SSSS.Gridman with 4 votes, which is more than half.
I can accept that.
Mm-hmm. So that'll be our continuous watch. Once again, would have been slime, which got 5 votes, but veto does trump all.
Oh man, I am so glad I didn't vote for slime because that was my third choice. I had to choose between like my top 3 was Sumo, slime, and Gridman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah. So we'll continue to watch SSSS.Gridman. My apologies, Dobler. And obviously, I hope everyone continues to watch things they like. I watched a lot of anime this season just because I had some free time during Columbus. That Monday that I had a holiday off. So I was just curious. Did anyone else watch anything? Question mark. If not, I'm just gonna go gush for 2 seconds.
I watched Zombieland Saga, and
I
that
did
was
too.
cool.
Yeah, Zombieland Saga is the top 3 anime for me this season, actually.
I think so too, and I just feel sad that our club, who is trash, did not pick this one.
I mean, it's our icon.
I will also.
We can vote for it next season.
I will also confess that they didn't reveal any information on Zombieland Saga until like 2 weeks ago. Like
Yeah,
we
they
didn't even know. We didn't even know the
really
premise. Yeah. In fact, the trailer of Zombieland Saga looks like a horror, based on 2 weeks ago, and I didn't want to blog us down with too much horror. So.
No, that makes sense. It
Yeah.
would have been kind of cool to have like Zombieland Saga be our seasonal thing for October, November.
Yeah, it would be
But-
sweet.
Oh well, I'm still gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Also, should watch some JoJo.
yeah, JoJo Part 5 came out. I'm not gonna watch it, but
Yeah.
I'm happy for you JoJo fans.
Mhm.
I really like Rascal Doesn't Dream of Bunny Girl. I thought it would be really bad from the picture and the title, but it turns out to be probably my favorite this season, actually. It's a really good mystery rom-com. I highly recommend it. But yeah, anyone else want to add anything before I finish this
What's
off?
their definition for anime?
Japanese animated. We can say other stuff. It doesn't matter.
No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna make a joke, but
I watched Miraculous Ladybug.
Are you enjoying it right now?
I am.
Yay! I'm glad to hear.
Yay.
Well, yeah, I think we've been going on for over 2 hours, so I think this is a good cutoff point. So thank you so much, everyone. I hope you enjoyed, once again, this season of episode 1 watching. We'll talk about more stuff privately in our little chats, but to all our viewers at home, I hope you enjoyed it. Anyone have any sign-off, ending things they want to say before we head out?
Goblin Slayer was a mistake.
the only good goblin's a dead goblin.
Gobby said.
Veto
Not
power
in,
was
not in the slime universe. Those goblins are fine.
I guess
The
we'll.
only good goblin is a dead goblin.
I guess we'll never know, Mickeal.
I'm so triggered by anything that has goblin on it now. Oh no, goblin dice. Friendly goblin in World of Warcraft.
Well, till then, everyone, have a good one.
Right.